Gemini, what's going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Gemini love reading. In this Gemini reading today, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. I'm going to get one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you. I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Gemini, 3 cards for your person. Then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. So let's get this Gemini love reading started. Let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Gemini and their romantic person of interest, please. Okay, we got something going on here. A bunch of stuff was trying to come out there. Let me double check that. Okay. What's going on with you, Gemini? It's been a second here. Let's get 3 cards for what's going on with Gemini as it relates to their person of interest and the connection between them. You got an extra card here at the end. What do we have? Okay, what's going on with your person? What's going on with Gemini's romantic person of interest as it relates to Gemini and the connection between them, and please. All right. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of the reading, Page of Cups. Pages are messengers. Cups are about love and emotion. So this is news and messages and communications about love and emotions. This could be lovey-dovey messages. It could be flirtatious behavior. It could be like the early stages of like some new romantic thing where you're kind of at the stage of just like talking about it and expressing feelings and stuff like that. Sometimes this can represent an apology. Right behind this Page of Cups, I have the Sun, which is the Leo Major Arcana card. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, joy, bliss, harmony. Really hard to get a better card than that in a love reading. And then I have 7 of Pentacles right behind it, which is Taurus energy. This is a period of time for one of 2 reasons. Either A, this is a period of time where there's this pause to reflect and take stock of this connection, take stock of the whole situation you're finding yourselves in. It's about taking a look at the seeds that have been planted between the two of you and trying to decide, is this ever going to grow into the 10 of Pentacles that I really want? This maximum stability, abundance, and prosperity, this combining together of 2 people or 2 families and all their assets and resources to make that 10 of Pentacles, like that, combined together life, building a life together. Is this ever going to turn into that? Is this worth me continuing to invest my time, effort, and energy into it? Or is this something that maybe isn't going to pan out the way I want it to? And maybe it's time for me to cut my losses and move on. So this can be that period of time where things like that are being contemplated. It can also represent a period of time where we've already planted the seeds on something and we're waiting on it to fully develop. It's kind of like if you go plant an apple seed in your yard today, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and get apples. There's a lag time from when you plant the seed until the thing's fully developed and matured and blossomed and ripened, and now you can harvest it. So this can represent that period of time, that lag time where we're waiting on something to happen. Let's see what we got going on here. That's the gist of what this is going to talk about. Looking like early stages of communication and like maybe waiting on happiness to show up for a while, maybe waiting on an apology, maybe waiting on somebody to communicate here. When I look at this mutual point of interest, this is shared energy that affects both of you in some way here in March 2025. It doesn't always affect you the same way. Sometimes they do this and you feel the consequences of it, or vice versa. Sometimes they say or do something and it makes you feel or act this way, or vice versa. But the shared energy affecting you both is the 3 of Swords. This is Libra energy of heartbreak and sadness, usually from a third energy. Now, the third energy does not always mean romantic third party, although it definitely can mean that. That third energy can be a lot of different things, like nosy people sticking their nose where it doesn't belong can be that third energy. Working too much can be that third energy. Like geographic distance, like any number of things can be that third energy. But we have something going on here that's affecting you both that's not necessarily either one of you. So I'm going to clarify that and see what else I can find out for you. What's going on with this 3 of Swords, please? Why is that the shared energy affecting Gemini and their person? Okay, time out. I normally get 3 clarifiers, and I just got 5 here. So, like I said, it felt like something big was going on when that card tried to come out, because everything tried to come out with it. Can't make this up. On the bottom of the deck, what's underlying this 3 of Swords energy is the 3 of Swords. So anytime I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card, that's the universe beating me over the head. Like, dude, I'm telling you, there's some third energy involved here causing a heartbreaking situation. Right behind that 3 of Swords is the 9 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. We saw the 7 of Pentacles here. Like, that's waiting on something to pan out. Like, is this going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles where we've combined our lives together or not? This 9 of Pentacles is a step backwards from the 10 of Pentacles. This is singles energy. This is like physically independent, physically single, physically by myself. I can take care of myself. I don't need this other person to show up and physically or financially take care of me. I can do that all on my own. This doesn't necessarily mean one of you wants to be single. In fact, I get this card a lot when someone's not single and they kind of present themselves in the physical world as if they're single when they're not, which could explain why I'm seeing this lovey-dovey, flirty behavior right here. Yeah, right behind that singles energy is the Hierophant. This is Taurus Major Arcana energy. This is a card of commitment. This is about, in a relationship reading, it's about being fully committed to the relationship, taking things to the next level, like being engaged, living together, getting married. This is a marriage card. We got some sort of a commitment in the background of this single energy. And 3 of Swords, this is starting to feel like we're talking to somebody here. And there's a lot of happiness involved in that. And then there's this waiting on something to pan out kind of a situation here. This is looking almost like you got involved with someone who has someone else already, that they're already in some sort of a commitment, but they're presenting themselves to you like they're single when maybe they're not. I don't know. We'll come back to that idea here as we go along. But when I clarify this 3 of Swords, I got the 5 of Cups, Page of Swords, 2 of Cups, 8 of Wands, and the 4 of Swords. Well, 5 of Cups, excuse me, is heartbreak and sadness. Excuse me. This is sadness and remorse about the past. It's regrets. It's like depression. It's some sort of an emotional loss here. Like, the person on the card is looking at these 3 cups that have been spilled, and that can represent all the love and emotions that have been spilled and wasted, the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled and wasted. There's 2 upright cups in the background, which can represent I still feel a connection to this person, and that connection is kind of keeping me focused on what I don't have and focused on what's missing in my life, focusing on the loss of something. And that's kind of what this card is really about at its core. So whatever you focus on is going to dictate to you what emotions you feel. So here, when the person's focused on something that they've lost, they're feeling that loss. When they're focused on this thing that's missing in their life, they're feeling that gap in their life. And there are things that they could be happy about. Now, it's also interesting because we've got 2 references to a third energy here. These 3 cups can represent either being together and that's been spilled, we're not together anymore, or it can represent a third party thing has happened and that's what spilled everything here. And this 2 cups in the background can represent, yes, I still feel a connection here, even though it's all spilled out, but it can also represent a choice about some sort of a connection, a choice between 2 different people in the background, like looming in the background here. I've got both cards here of like sadness and like emotional pain. Next, I've got the Page of Swords. This is news and messages and communications. This is usually an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or trying to figure something out. This can be spying and snooping around and investigating and researching and digging for clues, like asking questions. Hell, technically what I'm doing right now qualifies as the Page of Swords because I'm snooping around in your guys' energy trying to figure out what's going on. Sometimes this is you accidentally finding some information that's cluing you in on this third energy. Sometimes this is someone that knows both of you and sees something and comes and reports it to you. Oh man, oh man. Next I have the Two of Cups, which we kind of referenced here in this Five of Cups. The Two of Cups is in the background. So this is Cancer energy. It's an emotional connection between two people. But it's also a two, and twos represent choices. So this can be a choice about this connection between the two of you. It can represent a choice about two different people. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Eight of Wands is next. This is Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the deck. It's very fast forward movement on something. This can be rapid back and forth passionate communications happening. It can represent travel over distance. It can represent like very fast movement or progress on something there's a lot of passion or desire for. It can even represent there's like a lot happening at once. There's a lot of energy coming at me all at one time, and it's like too much to process all at once. It can feel like really overwhelming and overloading. And then I have the Four of Swords, which is Libra energy. Fours are about stability, and this is about stabilizing the thoughts, stabilizing the mind, like trying to calm my mind down so I can figure out what to do moving forward. This is about taking a pause, taking a break, going inside yourself, either to heal something or to do some thinking about something. I get this card a lot when somebody is like way too far in their head and they're doing too much thinking. And this is usually like, shh, calm down, relax. You can't hear your own internal guidance right now, or you can't tell the difference between what's my intuition versus what's that fear voice in the back of my head. And this is like, calm down and you'll figure it out. You'll be able to hear your internal guidance then. Not uncommon at this early stage. I don't fully understand what the heck this is trying to tell me. I will come back to this shared energy as I go through your energy, Gemini, because then I'll be able to see how it applies to you. I'll come back to it again when I go through your person's energy, because then I can see how it applies to them. That's the shared energy affecting you both here in March 2025. Your energy in this connection, the first card is the most important. You got the Six of Wands. Central to your energy is the Eight of Wands. And then your final card came out as two, both major arcana. We got Temperance and Judgment. The Six of Wands is Leo energy. This is an energy of recognition. So sometimes this is you getting recognized for something. Sometimes this is you coming to some sort of a recognition. And whatever it is that you're recognizing is allowing forward movement to happen here. It's not uncommon at all. In fact, it's very common that this first card and all the clarifiers for it, the whole first column ends up being some of this person's stuff showing up over here, because whatever they have going on is affecting you so strongly. So let's clarify this Six of Wands, please. Why is that the first card in Gemini's energy? Well, it's abundantly clear what's going on at this point. Underlying this Six of Wands, Ace of Swords. This is the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's the sword of victory. It's the sword you make decisions with. It's also the sword you would use to sever a connection with, like to cut someone out of your life. Oh, recognizing something that leads to some sort of a severing. This sword can represent the truth, so could be recognizing some element of truth here. Could be some snooping around, some investigating, accidentally uncovering some new piece of truth, some new evidence about something. And the truth is the Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in love and emotions. This usually represents a new person showing up and some new connection happening. Right off the rip here, we got this Page of Cups. This is the early stages of some new love thing here. It's the stage where we're talking about it, not necessarily doing something about it. Right behind these two aces, this new beginning in love and emotions, I get the Ten of Swords, Gemini energy of a swift, painful ending. Sometimes this is an ending you don't see coming, which is why the swords are in the person's back. Sometimes it's an ending in betrayal, which is they're getting stabbed in the back here. Well, no matter how you slice this, it's an ending to something. This is looking to me like you recognizing that there is another person involved here. Not just you and this person, but there's someone else involved. When I clarify this Six of Swords, Queen of Wands, excuse me, Six of Wands. I get the Queen of Wands, the Six of Wands again, the World, and the Five of Swords. Queen of Wands. This is Aries energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person that knows exactly what she wants. She doesn't really take no for an answer. She goes out and she gets what she wants. It's very like driven and motivated kind of a person. It's also, unfortunately, this is the fire element queen, you know, the hot queen. This typically represents the other woman, like the person that there's all this attraction and desire for. Like 9 times out of 10, unless I'm reading for an Aries or a Leo, this card almost always means the other person. The person that there's this attraction for, the person that there's this expressing of emotions to. Next clarifier for the Six of Wands is the Six of Wands. So that's twice in this reading already. I've been clarifying a card and I get the same card from the other deck. So there's a recognition about this other person, and there's recognition about this other person. It's like surrounding her. And then I've got the World, which is the final card of the major arcana. This is completions of cycles. This is the ending of one cycle and at the same time the beginning of the next cycle. In terms of zodiac signs, it represents the 4 fixed signs: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. I feel like I've said Leo quite a bit here. These Six of Wands are Leo energy. This has got Leo on it. I did see the Sun at some point here. That's a Leo major arcana card. I've got a little Sagittarius, a little Aries. Like I said, the 4 fixed signs, some more Sag. A little bit of Pisces, Libra, Scorpio, Cancer. You could be dealing with any of those signs. You could be dealing with any sign. This is a collective reading. It's going to be almost impossible for me to pin down exactly who you're dealing with, because I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I was doing a personal reading for you and it's just you and me one-on-one. Here I'm tapping into thousands of Gemini people all at the same time. So I'm just going to keep calling these signs out just in case they mean anything to you. But that's the 4 fixed signs. This final clarifier for your Six of Wands, Gemini, is the Five of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. Fives are conflict and change. This is usually a conflict in communications, as in like a big fight, bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons. This is sometimes a betrayal. Usually it's a betrayal. And it's adding up to being betrayal here with what I'm seeing so far. Central to your energy, Gemini, is the Eight of Wands. This is Sagittarius energy. We have already seen that in the other deck out here. Very fast forward movement on something. This usually is like something coming out of left field. Like I totally did not see this coming. I wasn't expecting this. And now something is happening like really fast. And it's like overwhelming feeling. Can represent passionate communications going back and forth. It can represent travel. It can just represent forward movement and progress on something there's passion and desire for. Man. Man, oh man. Underline this Eight of Wands energy. 3 of Swords, heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. Again, that's Libra energy. Doesn't always have to be romantic third party. I've got a couple of cards of travel out here. Like this 6 of Wands is travel. 8 of Wands can be travel. This one can be travel. 8 of Wands here. There could be geographic distance between the two. Even the World is out here. This is really, man. This is feeling like there is another person for sure here. I've got the Hierophant right behind it, which again is commitment. This is like a marriage card. It's taking things to the next level and being in a committed relationship. And then behind that is the 8 of Swords, Gemini energy, of being stuck in my head, grinding about something over and over and over again, and like not being sure what's the safe move to make. And I don't want to make a mistake and do the wrong thing here, but I'm blindfolded. I don't have all the information available to me, and I've got these open loops and these blanks in the information, and I'm trying to fill in the blanks to figure all this out so I don't make a mistake, but I don't know what to do and I'm feeling stuck and I can't quite shut my mind off about it. Like I said, when I saw this Four of Swords, I usually get that when somebody's too in their head, and like notice it's like half of this energy. There's some overthinking going on here. It's really feeling more like overwhelmed, like I got caught off guard out of left field here. And when I clarify Eight of Wands, I get Nine of Swords, the Empress, the Tower, and the Eight of Cups. Nine of Swords, excuse me, is more Gemini energy. It's one step worse than this Eight of Swords. So this is not just thinking about something over and over again. It's thinking about it with all this fear and worry behind my thinking and doing that to the point that it stresses me out. This is like fear, worry, and anxiety. It's mental anguish. Like the person on the card has their eyes covered because in their mind, the situation is so bad they don't want to look at it. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This is like something is happening too fast and it's overwhelming you psychologically even. It's tied directly to this Queen of Wands energy, this hot queen, this person that there's all this attraction and desire for. It's also tied to the Empress, which is the mother of the tarot deck. She's always pregnant, so she's always giving birth to something. In a love reading, she represents the birth of something new, as in like the birth of a new connection. Sometimes it can represent the rebirth of a connection when one is kind of like died or fizzled out or something like that. But this is feeling much more like birthing a new connection. That's what's getting recognized here. And again, like the recognition is tied to this Queen of Wands. She's got that recognition card above her and below her. Recognizing that there's the birth of something new here, which leads us to the Tower. This is the collapse of some important structure in your life. This is a foundation rocking event. It's a game changer. After this moment, nothing's the same anymore. This usually represents the collapse of the relationship or the collapse of a belief system, like this mental model of the world I've been operating from. I believed it was going to be this way. I believed we were going to be in this committed connection. And now something has happened to shatter that belief. It looks like what's happened to shatter that belief is like out of nowhere, apparently, like some new connection has been birthed. It's tied that Tower is tied directly to the world. So the ending of one cycle, the beginning of the next cycle. Then I have Eight of Cups. This is Pisces energy of emotionally detaching or physically detaching and walking away. The person here is walking away from 8 full cups of love because they believe there's something better out there for them. I'll get this card for 2 reasons. Either A, this person over here thinks the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence, so they got to go find out if it is or not. What they typically find out is, no, it's not better over there. So then they try to come back at some point in time. So I don't know if that's this person here apologizing for what happened and expressing their emotions and like how much happiness they have with you, or if this is them like being flirty with somebody else and having happiness tied to that flirty behavior, tied to the early stages of talking about romantic stuff. Like the newness of it is like exciting. And them walking away to go after that. The other thing that this card can mean is advice for you. And the advice on this card is if you want your own personal happiness, like 9 of Cups, if you want happily ever after and that happy fairy tale romance that we all want, the 10 of Cups, you're not going to get it here because the best this person can do is 8 Cups. And this is about recognizing that and then making that difficult decision to walk away from what you have with this person, to go down a new path, to go find your 9th and your 10th cup, to go get the happiness that you deserve. But this is looking to me like new person shows up, everything collapses, and they walk away to go see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, which is why it's tied to this 5 of Swords, like a betrayal kind of an energy here. Final card for you, Gemini, is Temperance and Judgment. They came out together. Temperance is the Sagittarius major arcana card. This is sometimes a card of patience. It's about blending these two things together, but doing it little bits at a time and not being in a big hurry. It's about being able to like step back and make some adjustments along the way. Keep fine tuning things until it's just right. It can sometimes represent reconciliation kind of an energy. And actually, so can judgment here. And judgment is the most powerful decision card in the deck. It's like passing a final verdict in judgment on something. Usually this is either A, we're calling it dead and over with and there's no coming back from it, or B, this is some sort of an attempt to resurrect it and bring it back to life and transform it. Hard to tell, because to me there's like 3 cards that mean reconciliation, possibly 4. Like the 3 of Cups would be one that I'm missing, and the Star would be one that I'm missing. But these 2 can both indicate reconciliation, but it could also indicate we got some blending together of something new, and this is dead and over with. So tell me more about Temperance and Judgment, please. Why is that the final card here for Gemini? I don't read reversals, so I'm just turning it right side up. And if I'm not supposed to, they make it abundantly clear to me that I'm not supposed to. Underlying this Temperance and Judgment energy, Ace of Cups, new beginning in love and emotions here. Right behind that is the Sword of Truth. Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's the sword that decisions are made with. Like the Latin word that decision comes from literally means to cut off. As in, you got these 2 options. The way you make a decision is you cut one of them off until there's one left. And that's how the decision gets made. And this decision is being made with the wrong head. I've got the King of Wands right behind that. This is Leo energy, sometimes Sagittarius energy. This is, again, bold, passionate, fiery, determined person that knows what they want. They're very driven and motivated, and they don't take no for an answer. But it's also the pinnacle of the wand suit, and the wand is the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents sexual energy and all that fun stuff. And this is someone who's very driven and motivated in that department too. Like, if you could think of the King of Swords as the person who makes decisions with their head, and you could think of the King of Cups as a person who makes decisions with their heart, and you could think of the King of Wands as a person who makes their decisions with the other head, if you know what I mean. I got the very first clarifier for you is the counterpart to this person, like the passion and desire, sexual energy counterparts here, and some recognition about that other person. Man, oh man, oh man. When I clarify Temperance and Judgment, I get Temperance again. So now that's the 3rd time I'm clarifying a card and I get the same card. 8 of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Knight of Cups. Temperance, like I said, Sagittarius energy of patience. It can also represent like reconciliation here. Love is represented by water in tarot, and here the water, the love, has been separated into 2 different cups, and this angel is like recombining it back together. So it can represent reconciliation. If that's the case, like a decision has already been made about that new cup. The decision has been made about that. There's all this fear, worry, and anxiety here because something's happening fast, and maybe fear, worry, and anxiety about, are we going to get back together or not? And then also fear, worry, and anxiety about this other person here. And notice even the way that it's laid on the table, she's behind their back. Next, I have the 8 of Pentacles. This is Virgo energy. This is an energy of work, putting in the work, time, effort, and energy on something in order to get what I want. This can represent like wanting to work on the connection, wanting to be patient with that, wanting to blend it back together and put in the work to resurrect it and be reconciled. The problem is there's this recognition about the birth of something new, and I'm wondering if maybe that's where the work has been put in when you weren't looking. Next card we have is the Hermit. This is the Virgo Major Arcana card. This is a card of withdrawal and isolation. A lot of times this will mean communication has shut down between the two of you and we're not talking anymore. I get this card a lot. This is like, it's about doing soul searching and deep inner reflection and deep contemplation. It's not so much an energy that you voluntarily choose to go into. Something happens and it forces you to go do soul searching. You don't just wake up and go, I think I'm going to search my soul today. No, something happens and it puts you in that state. Typically what happens is the Tower or the 10 of Swords or the 3 of Swords or the 5 of Swords. And I've seen a bunch of those different cards out here. I get this card, like what I was starting to say a minute ago, I get this card a lot when someone ghosts you. I get this card a lot when you don't have closure on the situation because they haven't really given you any answers and there hasn't been enough communication for you to have any kind of a closure here. But in this row, it's all major arcana. We got ending of one cycle, beginning of a new cycle, the Tower collapsing, and probably not having any answers or any closure here. The thing that you're searching your soul about is putting in the work and reconciling this and blending back together. But then again, there's also soul searching about this Knight of Cups. We started the reading off with the Page of Cups, and pages are messengers. So this is the stage where I'm thinking about it and talking about it. And this is the stage where I'm doing something about it. I'm moving forward with romantic offers, romantic gestures, like advancing a cup of love in some way. And I've got that cup of love here staring at me on the bottom of the deck. And when I look at this bottom row, I've got betrayal. I've got someone going to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, and they're moving on into the future, going in a different direction than where your energy is sitting. This is very, very much looking like we got a third party thing going on. And it probably caught you off guard. Didn't see it coming. There may have been clues along the way, but it would require you to be like very skeptical and not have a whole lot of belief in this connection for you to buy into those clues. And I don't think you bought into those clues. Take a look at your person's energy, Gemini. First card for them is the most important, Page of Pentacles. Central to their energy is the Moon. And their final card is the Two of Swords. Again, pages are messengers. This is news and messages and communications about some physical, tangible opportunity presenting itself. You can take that any number of ways. This could be someone talking about money. This could be someone talking about, some new job, new career, finances. This can be someone who has this early stage plan for their future, and it's not a fully developed all the way kind of a plan yet. But then again, when you're talking about communicating about a physical opportunity, and the very first clarifier over here is this person that there's all this attraction and desire and probably sexual energy for, this could be the physical opportunity to meet up. Like, I'm going to be at this location on this day at this time. Come and meet me. Could be that kind of a thing here. Tell me more about this Page of Pentacles, please. Why is that here? It's the first card in Gemini's person's energy. Underlying that Page of Pentacles energy is the Hierophant. Again, Taurus Major Arcana energy, commitment, like being fully committed in a relationship. It wouldn't surprise me if this person's married, and maybe you didn't know that they were married. And it could just be that they're in a commitment with you while all of this stuff is going on. So take that part however it resonates for you. Yeah, right behind that commitment is the Three of Swords. That's the shared energy affecting you both. Heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. And then I got Seven of Cups behind that Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about my options and choices. There's a lot of cups here, so there's a lot of different ways this situation could play itself out. There's a lot of emotions involved. The clouds of smoke can represent I don't want to pick the wrong cup and make a mistake is a piece of what I'm feeling off of this. I saw the Eight of Swords earlier. Like, I don't know what's the safe move to make, and I don't want to make a mistake. The mistake's definitely been made here. The clouds of smoke can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making. So sometimes this is a person who's got a drinking problem or an intoxication problem, and it's clouding their judgment. Sometimes those clouds of smoke are just somebody blowing a smoke screen because they don't want you to see that they have other options. They don't want you to see that there's this third energy involved in our commitment here. Yeah, right behind that clouds of smoke and confusion and all these options is the Two of Wands. This is Aries energy. This is a fork in the road. It's a crossroads. It's a decision point about what is it I want my life to be like? What do I want my world to be like? And which of these two paths is going to get me to that? But it's not just about choosing which path am I going to go down. You can't turn left and right at the same time. So it's also about choosing which path am I going to leave behind. And I don't know if they're just clouding that up so you can't see it. That's kind of what that looks like. When I clarify a Page of Pentacles, I get the Hanged Man, Four of Wands, Nine of Wands. Notice already how prevalent the wands are in their energy. The Hanged Man is Pisces energy of progress being halted. No forward movement is happening. Things are stuck. It's at a dead standstill. Now, the Hanged Man hangs upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different point of view than normal, a different perspective than he would normally look at things from. And he's trying to figure out what has me stuck and what do I do to get unstuck so I can move forward the way I want to. The problem with that energy, it's like we've got the Hermit out here on your side. These are very similar energies in the sense that they're both trying to figure out what do I do moving forward from here. The difference is in where their focus is aimed. With the Hermit, he's focused inside of himself. He's looking inside him for what about me do I need to make adjustments to so I can move forward the way I want to. And with the Hanged Man, he's looking at things from a different perspective. He's looking externally to himself for what has me stuck. What out here is the problem? And if the problem is outside of me, the solution must also be outside of me. And they're completely not looking at their own role in the situation here. This is sometimes somebody playing the blame game, somebody playing the role of like the helpless victim. And it's not my fault, it's your fault. Or it's not my fault, it's this other person's fault. Like blaming it on something else. The point of this, though, is there's no movement here between the two of you. Things are stuck. Next, I have the Four of Wands, which is Aries energy. This is another one of those cards that gets referred to as a marriage card. This is a celebration of home and family. This represents stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection between the two of you. These Four Wands also represent 1111, which is the number of manifesting. This is the stage in manifesting when the thing that I want has actually appeared in front of me. See, I see the Two of Wands back here, like 4 cards deep in this underlying energy. That's the first stage of manifesting, deciding what you want. The next step is the Three of Wands, where I know what I want now, and I've started taking steps to get it. I'm taking actions to get this thing that I want, and I expect it's going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, and I'm waiting on it to show up. Well, this is the spot where it shows up, and it's like fully present in the physical reality here. There's communications about some opportunity here, and that opportunity has manifested. And things are now stuck between the two of you. It could also be telling me that things are not moving in the stability of your connection anymore. I got Nine of Wands next, which is Sagittarius energy of being walled off and defensive. This is also an energy of healing. That's the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt, which is why he's built this wall around himself. It's a defense mechanism. It's his way to protect himself so he doesn't get hurt anymore. He's trying to heal so he can get his energy right and take the next step in his journey. Sometimes that can represent that your person has just put a barrier in the way. Their walls have come up. They're kind of like blocking things between the two of you, hiding behind some excuse that they have. Like, it's not me. It's like, it's something else, and I'm hiding behind that. This can just be a barrier that's in the way. Central for your person's energy, Gemini, we have the moon. This is fear, worry, and anxiety. There's actually 2 cards in the deck that mean fear, worry, and anxiety. I've got the 9 of Swords as the first clarifier in your central column, and the main card in their central column is the other fear, worry, and anxiety card, the moon. This can also represent something being hidden in the dark or some secret being kept. Tell me more about the moon, please. Why is that the central energy for Gemini's person of interest? Man. Underlying this moon energy, King of Wands, Leo or Sagittarius energy. Again, bold, passionate, fiery, determined. This is the pinnacle of that passion, desire, sexual energy suit. It's probably someone who's making their decisions with that head and not the one on their shoulders. Again, it's the counterpart to this Queen of Wands that's showing up over here in your first column. They're keeping something secret about what they have passion and desire for. The thing they have passion and desire for is this new cup of love, this new person that they're talking with. Yeah, and right behind that new cup of love is the moon again. So again, the universe beating me over the head with it. Like, dude, I'm telling you, somebody's hiding something and they're keeping it secret. And the thing they're keeping secret is all the passion and desire and attraction they have for this new person. When I clarify the moon, I get the Fool, 9 of Cups, 7 of Wands. The Fool is the first card of the major arcana. It's card 0. It's literally a new beginning at something. It's a new beginning on something where I don't know what all the steps are first. I don't know what the end result is going to be first. It's about just taking that blind leap of faith. Just screw it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to leap off this cliff and I'll worry about how to grow wings on the way down. I'll figure this out as I go. It can also represent foolish behavior, taking unnecessary risks or risks outside of the connection and keeping that secret. I've got the World out here and the Fool. First card of the major arcana, last card of the major arcana. This World card is literally the ending of the cycle and at the same time starting back over on a new beginning at the Fool again. I've got them both here. This is a completed cycle between the two of you. I think any attempt to circumvent that is just not going to go anywhere. It's right here beside this Hanged Man where no progress is happening. This is also them keeping it secret that they have a new beginning and keeping it secret that they're taking unnecessary risks outside of the connection. Next card we have to clarify the moon is the 9 of Cups, Pisces energy. This is a singles energy. It's a step back from the 10 of Cups that we all want, that happily ever after, that happy fairy tale romance where two people are together and pouring themselves into each other and everything is like everyone's loved and happy. And this is a step back from that. This is emotionally independent. This is emotionally single, emotionally by myself. On the negative side, this can be someone who's very self-centered, very self-serving, very like self-indulgent. And it's all about me, myself, and I. And it's about my own personal happiness being more important than yours. And it's like my own personal jollies are more important than whatever's best for us. It's sitting right beside the stability of the home and the family and the connection. But it's also tied to this idea of taking a blind leap of faith and I'm keeping something secret from you. And then I get the 7 of Wands, which is Leo energy. Again, it's another defensive energy. There's 2 of them in the deck, and I've got both of them. 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands. Not only are they both in this person's energy, they're side by side. If this person is walled off and defensive about something, this 7 of Wands, a lot of times, is someone defending themselves against an accusation or defending their position on something, defending their stance on something. Sometimes this is like ducking and dodging and bobbing and weaving and like, no, I didn't do it. No, it's not me. I didn't do that. I don't believe you, homie. I don't believe you. Final card for your person, Gemini, is the 2 of Swords. This is Libra energy. of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet. The person on the card's blindfolded, and sometimes that can represent I just don't have enough information available to me to make a decision yet, which is why I haven't decided. Sometimes that blindfold is a person who has blinders on. In other words, there's something they don't want to see, something they don't want to look at, and being in denial about it is preventing the decision from getting made. Sometimes this is just a stubborn ass energy where I'm just refusing to decide. This feels like a case where I'm getting benefits from you, but I'm also getting benefits from this new person that I've got. And if you don't know about it yet, then why would I make a decision? I'm just going to keep collecting 2 paychecks, so to speak, here. And whenever you figure it out, then the decision will make itself. And I don't really have to do anything other than just keep hiding it right now. Why is the 2 of Swords here for Gemini's person, please? Well, notice they don't want to talk suddenly. Get 2 more. Okay. Get 1. Okay. Yeah, you can't make this up. Underline this 2 of Swords. Ace of Cups. New beginning in love and emotions. They're not making a choice about that. Okay, 6 of Swords behind it, Aquarius energy. This is moving forward into calmer waters. It's about leaving these rough, choppy waters of the past behind, moving forward. This is about moving away from pain and moving forward into the future. This is like a leaving you behind kind of an energy. I'm going after the new cup. King of Pentacles. There's another indicator that somebody's married, or like the King and the Queen of Pentacles build the 10 of Pentacles together, which is a combined together life. I've seen the Hierophant at least twice. I've got the 4 of Wands out here. And now I've got what would be like the husband type of an energy. This is either Taurus or Virgo energy, by the way. This is like I'm moving forward here. Leaving something behind and moving forward toward being husband. Oh, maybe I'm leaving husband, committed person that's building a life around you behind, and I'm moving forward into this King of Wands energy, like going after this thing that I have all this desire for. When I clarify this 2 of Swords, this decision that's not being made, I get the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Lovers. So I've got 3 of the 4 aces right here. New beginning, new beginning, new beginning. The Fool, new beginning. And the Page of Pentacles, like early stages of talking about something. A page here, new beginning. A page here, and it's very, very obvious. The birth of something new. Very obvious this person has got some new thing going on. This Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning and passion and desire. It's the phallic symbol of the deck. It's the male you know what and using it to do you know what, and sexual energy. I've seen the King of Wands repeatedly. That's the person who's this head is making the decisions for them and not the one on their shoulders. It's tied directly to another new beginning in the Fool, and brakes are on, progress isn't happening, and I'm not accepting my role in all of this. This is really feeling like a person who's blaming what they're doing on something other than themselves. Whether they're blaming you for it, or they're blaming this hot chick for it, or they're blaming their mommy for it. They're blaming something other than themselves. Ace of Swords. Again, sword of truth and clarity, but this is also the sword you make a decision with. We started this column off with a decision that's not being made yet, and then here we've got all of this passionate new beginning, lovey-dovey new beginning, and now decisions getting made. Things are being severed here based on my own personal jollies and my happiness being more important than yours. My happiness being more important than the stability of our connection. Almost feeling like the stability of our connection is the thing that's in my way. It's the thing blocking me. It's the thing that has me stuck. It's the thing I'm fighting against. And the thing I'm fighting for is my own happiness and the ability to take this leap of faith. Final clarifier for that 2 of Swords is the Lovers. This is Gemini's major arcana card. This is a card that a long time ago, before it was even called the Lovers, it used to be called the Choice. It represents the interconnectedness between people. When you're connected to this person, their decisions are going to affect you, and there's no way around that. This is also a choice about the connection between the two of you, or even a choice between more than one lover here. Definitely feeling that, and them being defensive about that choice, them hiding behind a wall related to that choice. This is looking like you uncovered something about this other connection, and it was like too much to process all at once, and it's like, whoa, I need to take a chill here so I can figure out what to do. And it's looking like this person has already made up their mind what they're going to do. They're leaving it behind. Like there's a betrayal here. They're walking away. They're moving away here and moving forward with this new cup of love that they're advancing.